Benty, yesterday we spoke briefly about whether James Ward-Prowse should stay at Southampton in the Championship this season, help them get back to the Premier League. Do you think that players have an obligation to help their sides out if they do get relegated, if they're part of that team?
Yes and no. But I think also they could be doing, like, he might be, I don't know what Southampton's financial situation is, but at times we've seen it before where clubs go down, and unfortunately I know you get parachute payments, but to balance the books at times they have to sell maybe some of their better assets, and James Ward-Prowse is undoubtedly Southampton's. I think in his case it's a little bit different, I think, James Ward-Prowse, because he's from, like, he that's his club, he's been there, do you know what I mean, from start to finish. He's the captain of that club, he's played so many games for them. So I can understand the decision for him to leave after they've got relegated. It must be incredibly difficult because his family's from that area. He is Mr. Southampton. I think if you're a player that's been transferred to the club and then you've been there for 5 years or whatever, and then the club goes down, it's a little bit different. You're probably expected to move on. But I think for James Ward-Prowse, like, it just wouldn't surprise me, and he's a Premier League player.
Would it be a case of him wanting to stay and help him out, or a case of no one's come in for him?
Oh no, I'm pretty sure people would come in for him.
I can't understand that.
No, but I think people would be in for him.
There's no loyalty in football, right?
No, there's none. But then you say that, but
there isn't. You pay for loyalty.
Noble?
Yeah, but okay. But the flip side to that coin should be, did people come in for Mark Noble?
Okay,
I don't know the answer to it.
No, that's a fair point. But my point is you look at Ward-Prowse and what a goal! Oh, he saved it. Sorry about that. So yeah, James Ward-Prowse. I think for him, he might look at the offers on the table, and there might not be a Newcastle or a Spurs or one of these clubs. It might be clubs that maybe just survived relegation last season, or clubs that have just come up from the Championship, and he might look at that and go, well, no, I'd rather stay where I'm at and try and get Southampton to bounce back. Maybe after a year, if Southampton don't bounce back, then he might go, do you know what? I think enough's enough.
I think it's a big risk, a big ask, that is.
I don't think it's a risk. I don't think he'll look at it as a risk. Someone like Walker.
I think he's far too good. No disrespect.
He is far too good, but I don't think he'll look at it as a risk.
What about Harvey Barnes? Do you think Barnes should be in the Premier League?
Yeah, I think him and Maddison from Leicester should be in the Premier League. Someone could be quite clever there, and if they bid enough money, they might get them as a package deal. Like if you're Tottenham and you're looking at Harvey Barnes and James Maddison, I'd put a big lump of cash.
Well, they tried to price him away with £50 million. It's embarrassing.
I don't think that was true. I think that was all just.
Do you?
Yeah, I think that was paper talk. Right. But I think if they were to put on the table, I don't know, 80 million.
I agree.
Then for them two players, you go, ooh, that's two very good players.
You'd like to see Barnes in the Premier League? You'd like to see Maddison? You'd like to see in the Premier League?
Yes, I would.
Harrison, would you like to see him in the Premier League?
Yeah, he will be, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What about Koch? Would you like to see Koch in the Premier League next season?
He's not bad. He's not bad.
Why is no one coming for Robin Koch?
I don't quite know, really, but I think I'd prefer Jack Harrison. If I had the choice out of the two...
I think Jack Harrison's a brilliant player.
2 feet, both...
Yeah, really. Is he underrated or not? We've talked about him before on the show.
I think people that play with him rate him a lot more highly than maybe people that spectators, but I'm a big fan of his and I really like him.
So the players that we think... I'll say not the players, but a player that I think feels obligated to help out the sides is Jamie Vardy. Mm-hmm. Right? I think he could still be a Premier League player.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, of course.
But he's decided to stay there.
Yeah, but again, that's like the Ward-Prowse situation.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone could look at them two players and go, do you know what? I can't believe they're staying in the Championship, because Vardy's given absolutely everything to Leicester City Football Club. He's their greatest ever player in some people's eyes. And Ward-Prowse has given absolutely everything to Southampton. Like, I wouldn't really point things... I know that the two clubs went down, but I wouldn't necessarily blame them two players as being major parts, because they've given everything. Absolutely. You look at Ward-Prowse, for instance, at Southampton. They took away all the experience around him. And yes, there are some talented youngsters that came in and did well for Southampton. But sometimes it's Ward-Prowse on his own. He's looking for a bit of help, leadership-wise. They're not there.
Not there, yeah.
Not there.
Okay.
talkSPORT Drive with Andy Goldstein. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.